welcome to Let's Play Stardew Valley, episode 76. Here in the morning of year 2, summer the 11th. Today is the luau. Checking the TV. Welcome to Living Off the Land. We're back again with another tip for y'all. Now listen up. Fish focus. Super cucumber. You can find this rare fish in the ocean. It only comes out in the evening during summer and fall. The super cucumber, indeed. Sorry, I got 2 batteries from the thunderstorm yesterday. Grabbing some maple syrup. I'm going to store away the seaweed and the halibut that I caught. Down a tree aisle, we got a couple of trees ready for the chop. Of course, we still have our creepy alien capsule pulsating away. I just chopped a mahogany tree. Alright, let's go check the animals. Should be every animal. Get some beef juice and some laser juice. Check the money shed here. Oh yeah! That's what we call money from the money shed. Blueberry jelly, cranberry jelly, and pickled collie. So I'm going to start focusing more on cranberry jelly because it is more profitable than blueberry jelly is. I got some wheat over here. Alright, so I'm going to sell off all 17 of my blueberry jellies. And now my main jelly is going to be cranberry jelly. Also selling off a bunch of other stuff that I have, like pickled collie, the pickled collie, some of the excess coffee that I had. gonna sell this duck feather too. Got some wheat for beer making. All right. Last thing to do is check the old greenhouse. Can trim back this grass a little bit. In the greenhouse, we got some grapes. And peppers. A peach and an orange from the fruit tree. Go ahead and sell the gold and silver grapes and the gold star peppers. Store the peppers in the fridge. And I'm going to make my way over to the luau now. I have like an hour and 20 to get there. Let's be expeditious about it. Oh, it's Leah. Yo, Leah. She says, I have a good eye for wild fruit. Someday I'll make you a nice fruit salad. Yeah, in the meantime, you can have some goat cheese. Ah, here we are at the luau. Let's see if anything is different from the first year. Here's Maru on a bench who says, Ow, this bench has been cooking in the sun all day. Mayor Lewis says, The governor is our distinguished guest today. I expect all of you to be on your best behavior. For those who brought something for the potluck, contribute your ingredients to the soup cauldron. The governor himself says, I eagerly anticipate my visit to Stardew Valley each year. There's a palpable charm in the air. Pierre's got a little shop. If I walk behind the counter, he says, The moment Lewis steps away from the governor, that's my moment to rub elbows. Ah, I didn't see you there. Alright, so if I talk to Pierre, it's a bunch of like tropical type stuff. Nothing that I particularly would like to buy though. Clint says, this festival always has the best food. Granny Evelyn says, Now don't overeat, dear. I wouldn't want you getting a stomachache. Grumpy George says, Leek and garlic mashed potatoes? Honey, I think I've died and gone to heaven. Surprising positive comment coming from Grandpa George. The wizard is sitting on top of the rock off the pier. Probably like levitated there or teleported or something. Sebastian, the unlikable emo, is at the end of the pier, and he says, "Oh, hey, looking to escape the noise too?" Yeah. Willie is smoking a pipe, and he says, "Don't worry, I'll be back for the soup. Just enjoying a tender moment with me pipe." Anybody else? Sam says, "Next year, I gotta remember to bring my electric guitar. Imagine a solo at this part of the song." Yeah. Can't wait for that. Abigail says, "My dad's obsessed with the governor's visit. Everything has to be perfect. I think he's hoping to be mayor someday." Leah says, "I can't seem to decide what to eat. There's too many options to choose from." Pam says, "Ah, yeah, gonna need more of this." Penny says, "Isn't it wonderful to see our community come together like this? I try best to treasure these moments." Gus says, "One bad ingredient can ruin the whole soup." Jazz, the tiny child, says, But, do I have to eat it?" Caroline says, Gus used my potatoes to make several dishes for the buffet." "So, what kind of ingredient are you adding to the soup?" Marnie says, "Hello, Ryan. Did you bring an ingredient for the potluck? Just climb the stairs and toss it right in." We got Alex and Haley. Alex says, "Think if I went into the water, other people would follow? I don't want to be a solo swimmer." Haley says, "Don't block the sun. I'm in just the right spot to avoid getting any tan lines." Elliot says, "Ah, the luau, all the hustle and bustle of town brought to my very doorstep." Kent, who was not at the last luau, says, These smells are bringing back powerful memories." That can be good or bad. Interesting. So, does the luau remind him of war? I guess it could if he fought in the Pacific campaign or something. Jody says, "I've heard the summer season gets very busy for farmers. Make sure you don't overwork yourself." Vincent, the tiny child, says, "Why can't I go play by the tide pools?" Linus says, "Ah, can you smell that? It's a signal that the roast is almost ready." Shane says, I'll never turn down free food." What a guy. So likable. There's Marlon, kind of hanging out back here by himself. He says, "Hello. Soup? Dancing? No thank you. I'm perfectly content right here. Besides, someone needs to keep watch in case a monster appears." Emily says, "It's all in the hips. I think I need to take a break soon. I'm getting sweaty." Wow. Harvey is like awkwardly standing in place and twisting around. Oh man. He says, I can't wait for a bowl of piping hot soup." Yeah, why would you want piping hot soup in the middle of the summer at the beach? I don't get that one. Robin says, "Demetrius, it's because it's fun." Demetrius, seems like I should have read Robin's response after Demetrius, but he says, "Why do humans enjoy dancing? Perhaps it's an instinctual mechanism, so that we will inadvertently convey our genetic quality to potential mates." Yeah, that's a Spock line right there. Alright, well, I'm gonna Oh, I can't throw in the spangle honey? I guess I could do the goat cheese. Is that the most valuable thing I have? Yeah, I'll do the goat cheese. I added goat cheese to the soup. Alright, let's go ahead and get this thing tasted. Mayor Lewis says, "Should we move forward with the luau? The governor seems a little hungry." Yes. Hello and welcome everyone. I'm pleased to announce that the potluck ceremony has begun. I have high hopes that you all contributed high quality ingredients. We want to leave the governor with a good impression now. Well, Governor, would you indulge us with an honorary first tasting? Governor says, "I would be delighted. I've been eyeing the soup all afternoon." Dot dot dot. Oh my, that's the best soup I've ever tasted. Now he's like uncontrollably binging the soup. Lewis says, "You're right, it's delicious." Wonderful job, everyone. Now who else wants a taste? The governor wasn't kidding. The soup was out of this world. Time to head home. Okay, well, adding my goat cheese seemed to be a wise move. In the mushroom cave, I just got 2 chanterelles and 2 brown mushrooms. I'll go ahead and sell this spangle honey and see if it sells for a decent amount. Why don't we work on a bundle, enchanter's bundle. I need oak resin and wine for this. I'll have to wait till I get wine. I think I'll go ahead and make 2 more kegs. Got the 2 kegs, and I put them in the barn. Put some rhubarbs inside. Just baited up my crab pot. I'm going to do a couple casts before we go to sleep. I got a bream. Oh, this is a jumper or whatever it is. It's a pike. I'll go ahead and smoke the pike and store the bream. Anything on TV? Yeah, I was living off the land. Off to bed. I got about 14,000, mostly from jelly, mayo, and pickled cuke. The Summer Spangle Honey got me 392, but the mead got me 420. So the mead is still more valuable than the Summer Spangle Honey, so it's slightly better to turn the honey into mead than it is to just sell it outright. Wake up on the morning of Summer the 12th. Harvest the cactus. Grab the smoked pike. Nothing on TV. Fortune teller says, the spirits are very displeased today. They will do their best to make my job difficult. So, not a good day to go to the Skull Cavern, I suppose. I just got a letter in the mail from Demetrius, who says, I wanted to say thanks for taking an interest in my work. Here's a cooking recipe that I like. Summer's Bounty. How do I make Summer's Bounty? Just gonna quickly... Did I say Summer's Bounty? I meant to say Autumn's Bounty. The Autumn's Bounty is made from 1 yam and 1 pumpkin, which is a pretty easy recipe. A Taste of the Season gives me +2 foraging and +2 defense. Okay. I got another recipe. This one is from Granny Evelyn. She says, Dear Ryan, I usually don't give out my recipes, but since you've been such a sweetheart to George and I've written this one down for you. Rice pudding. My goodness. Let's try to find that in the list here. Oh, there it is. Rice pudding. Sugar, rice, and milk. Another recipe. Dear Ryan, nothing is more satisfying than cooking with fresh vegetables from your own garden. I've enclosed a recipe to help you out. Take care. Vegetable medley. Here we go again. I'm looking for the recipe. There it is. Tomato and beet. Another recipe. This one's from Marnie. Dear neighbor, when I'm not taking care of animals, I like to experiment in the kitchen. Since we become friends, I want to share some recipes with you. I hope you like this. She gave me a recipe for rhubarb pie, which I believe is the only dish in recorded human history that actually uses rhubarb. See if we can find it here. Come on. I must have missed it. I'm not going back through all this crap again. There it is. Rhubarb pie. Rhubarb, wheat flour, and sugar. Alright, I caught a piece of trash and a crayfish. Now, the trash I can put in the recycle machine over here. Let's throw it in there and see what it makes. Go ahead and bait up my pots. Harvest up some tomatoes. And I noticed over here that, like a dum-dum, I planted tomatoes by the honey farm instead of spangles like I meant to. That's okay. It's gonna be okay. I'm just gonna leave the tomatoes there for the rest of the season. So the gold and the silver tomatoes I'm going to sell. And I'll just keep the plain tomatoes for use in recipes. I've also got hot peppers here. I'm going to do the exact same thing, sell the gold and the silver ones. Crayfish I'm going to stash in my fishy chest. It appears that my hops are ready for harvest, so I'm going to grab me some hops. And I've also got coffee over here that I can harvest. Pet for Tomo. And we got wild honey. That might have been Spangle honey if I had actually planted Spangles there and not tomatoes, but it's okay. We proved yesterday that it's better to just make the honey into mead than it is to sell it outright, so that means that the spangled nature of it does not actually matter. I'm pretty sure it's only in the fall when you get that fairy rose honey that it actually is better to just sell the honey outright. In the barn, I am putting all this brewy type stuff in the chest, but I don't have anything ready for brewing quite yet. All the kegs are occupied. All the animals have been petted. Is that what I think it is? Is that what I think it is? Yes, there it is. The rabbit's foot. Some say it's lucky. The rabbit's foot, if we recall, is a rare item that I need for my enchanter bundle. Now, one thing that's worth mentioning about the rabbit's foot is the rabbit did not literally have its foot fall off. You don't get only 4 rabbit's feet per rabbit before it's completely footless. The rabbit will continue to make rabbit feet forever. You just have to, it's video game logic. The rabbit doesn't literally lose its little rabbit feet. That would be pretty funny. It would be pretty funny if it did. Oh man. Got more hops over here. I planted a bunch of hops because they are extremely profitable. Make an IPA. Okay, I'm going to store the wood and the sap. And the oak resin. Let's head inside the old greenhouse. What do we have in the greenhouse? Interesting. I got a wine. So now I have the wine, the rabbit's foot, and the oak resin in the other chest, that is. Which I need for the bundle, the enchanter bundle. Strawberry jelly. Why don't we throw a peach? Throw a peach in here and make a peach jelly. I don't know about you, but peach jelly sounds absolutely delish. Imagine peach jelly on biscuits. Sounds amazing. So Sell the strawberry jelly. I'll go ahead and sell the cactus fruit. Sell one of the strawberry wines. Keep the other one. The recycling machine gave me 2 coals for that piece of trash. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Store the egg in my fridge. Alright, what do I want to do? I want to harvest the stuff that's in the greenhouse. We'll do the cranberries. Fortunately, I don't have inventory space to grab the blueberries and the coffee right this second, so I'm gonna have to go drop off this bounty. I noticed on my screenshot that Grandpa's shrine area was getting a little bit covered in weeds, so out of respect for Grandpa, I just went and cleared that up. Harvested an acorn. Okay. Got some open crop spots I need to plant. So in the barn chest, I'm going to stash the hops. In the money shed, I'm going to store the cranberries. And I've got a collie juice, 2 collie juices, a rhubarb wine, 2 rhubarb wines, and a pickled garlic. We'll do more rhubarb wine. And we'll do a pickled green bean. 2 more things for the kegs. What are those going to be? Collie juice, I suppose. Got a tree over here for the chop. Okay. I'm gonna sell the collie juice, the gold and silver cranberries. I'll sell the 2 rhubarb wines, keep the strawberry wine, sell the pickled garlic, and I think that'll do it. Yeah. Stash the wood. Grab an oak resin. We're heading to the community center. That's Mayor Lewis. He says, wonder if it's anyone's birthday today. I better check the calendar by Pierre's. Lewis is my #1 friend in the town somehow. At 9 stars. Still have not found any gift that he loves. Let's try giving him a peach. He says, thanks, this is great. And I think that raised my reputation with him to 10. Yes, it did. Still don't have any gifts that he loves, though. Quite interesting. In the bulletin board here, which is my last bundle to work on, I'm going to donate the oak resin, the wine, and the rabbit's foot. I just need a pomegranate, which I'll get in fall from my pomegranate tree. For the dye bundle, I need a sunflower and a purple urchin. For the chef bundle, I need a truffle. And for fodder bundle, I need 10 wheat, 10 hay, and 3 apples. The 3 apples should become available in the fall, along with the palms. Grabbing some sweet pea flowers. Which don't really have that much of a purpose, but oh well. Give Robin a peach, which she loves. Demetrius. What are we giving Demetrius? He says, if you and Maru become friends, I'm sure she'll show you how to use that telescope out back. Let's give Demetrius an orange. You like the orange. Ah, yes! The results of the glittering boulder being removed. Willie is standing on the bridge, overlooking the place where the golden boulder used to be. He says, "Ahoy, Ryan." It's odd. I'm not sure what caused this boulder to disappear. This stream is flowing from deep within the mountain. Hey, do you see that glistening in the water? Yes, that's quality ore. The flow of water must be carrying it out of the mountain. You know what this means, right? It means we can start panning for ore. Here, I've got an extra pan in my backpack. Why don't you take it? If you ever see ore glistening in the water, use that pan and see what you find. I received a copper pan. Alright, the copper pan. It's now one of my tools. So completing the fishing bundle caused the glittering boulder to be removed, which now lets me pan for ore whenever I see the twinkle. Okay. Maru. Where is Maru? There she is. Maru's gonna get a gift, but what? Could go with pickles. Did I try to give her pickles already? I think I might have. That's right, she hates pickles. Guess we could do smoked, why don't we do dried mushies? Here you go, Maru, have some mushies. This is a super gift, thank you. Okay, I see a little pan spot there. What? What are the odds of that? My first pan attempt, I got an artifact trove, which is the, you know, the rare bundle, not bundle, but it contains rare artifacts. That is pretty miffed. Catching something very darty in the stream here. What in the world could this be? Is that a pike? It's gonna get away. Yeah, that was weird. Probably a pike. They're very difficult to catch. So I'm walking over to the quarry here in search of a tree to chop. Not seeing any trees to chop though. Oh, there's one. Actually, two. Let's head back to the farm. I'm gonna sell my grape, my sweet peas. I guess I'll carry the artifact trove around even though it takes up space. Sell the wood. Brew up some iron and copper. Need to plant more wheat, so I will do that. Plant some melons too. Melon. Speak, friend, and enter. Melon. Planting my wheat. There's a pan spot. I got some bone fragments. I think they must have made panning better than it used to be, because I remember back in the day playing Stardew Valley that panning was pretty lame and pretty useless. But maybe they've added it. Maybe they've added more stuff that you can get from the panning. I'm gonna store the moss in the fish chest because moss is used in at least one cooking recipe. The moss soup. Kind of sounds tasty, actually. I'm gonna go ahead and make a what do you call it? A jar. Preserve jar. Couldn't remember what it was called. Probably need to go to bed. In real life, that is. The preserves jar. And we'll go ahead and put it in the money shed. Money shed definitely needs to be. It definitely needs to be upgraded soon. I'll go ahead and throw 4 pieces of wheat in my mill while I'm thinking about it. And those will get turned into flour. Yeah, there's more stuff in the greenhouse that I forgot about. Green beans and blueberries. Sell everything but the unstarred coffee bean and unstarred blueberry bean. Anything else to do? A little fishing, perhaps? Caught a chub. I'm going to sell the chub. Bedtime. Yes. I leveled up foraging. So I'm now at level 10 foraging. My 2 choices of final profession are lumberjack and tapper. For lumberjack, all trees have a chance to drop hardwood. For tapper, syrups are worth 25% more. Well, unfortunately, I'm sad to say that neither of these are very good. The other branch of foraging, if I had chosen the other one at level 5, if I had chosen that branch, then there's a level 10 upgrade on that side of the tech tree that lets you have iridium quality forage items. That one is much better than either of these two. But since I have to pick between one of these two, I'm going to go with Jack. So now I'll have more hardwood, even though hardwood is not super useful. I got about 9,300. Mostly the collie juice and the rhubarb wine. Chub sold for 77. Coffee beans don't sell for anything. Alright, waking up on the morning of the 13th. It's a stormy day outside. That's going to wrap it up. Peace.